Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And we are here again with another Monday. Money Talk Mondays, all right? And on this Money Talk Mondays, as you've seen from the thumbnail, or if you didn't, we're going to talk about the true American dream. We're going to talk about understanding America, and we're going to talk about the reason why it is the way it is, and what you can do about it, or what I am doing about what's what. All right. So now let's start with what people think the American dream is. For the majority, a lot of people think the American dream is you go to work, you get a house, you have a family, get a white picket fence, and you live happily ever after. That's what they sold you. Let me tell you what I think the American dream is based on what history has told us. Not just as a black man, but just in general. Back in the days, a long time ago, I'm not going to say the date because I'll probably be wrong. The only way that you could amass power was to be a noble or royalty in England, in Europe. Now, mind you, Europe was the biggest, most powerfulest nation a while back. You know what I mean? So the only way you could amass power is if you was a royalty or a noble. People who were gaining money couldn't amass power past a certain level. They can get some power, but if you wasn't a noble or royalty, you couldn't get any power. So what happened? The Queen of Spain and other people in other countries that could never match up to the Queen of England and the royalties and the nobility said, hey, we have to devise a way where we can gain the power that's not based on our ancestry. So what did they do? Christopher Columbus then came up with a saying and said, I know we can go to the Indies far west, and if we go far west, we can get to the other side and we get there faster and we can, get money that way. But what he found was that there was a place that you can go and an island, the United States and Colombia, that you can go, and that it wasn't run or known by anybody in Europe. So what they did was they devised a plan to create a new land where you can get power based on how much money you were able to get. They tried it in Colombia for whatever reasons, because they landed in Colombia first. It didn't work. And then they did it in America, and they corrected the reason they messed up in Colombia, and boom, United States. Fast forward, we're here now. People have to start understanding that the entire purpose of the United States is to gain power through wealth. So if anything else doesn't fall into that category, the odds of you, achieving that are going to be harder. Shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to Big D coming early, all the notification gang. Shout out to Reginald. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to, my whole channel is about my life, man. This is a part of my life too, the financial part. All right, so basically, fast forward to where we're at now, 2020. I'm gonna let you watch a couple guys that have some things to say, and I'm gonna hop back into it about the wealth inequality gap and the reason why it's happening. Before we get into what you can do about it, let's acknowledge what's going on. All right, so let's share this screen, applications, and it's just three random things. All right, ready?
Need to understand what a K-shaped recovery is. It basically means that when the economy recovers, it will benefit fundamentally technology, large corporations, government, and the public sector, while at the same time, the ones that continue to be negatively impacted will be small businesses, blue-collar workers, and in general, the middle class. So if we think about it, when they talk about a K-shaped recovery, in reality, what they're talking about is an L-shaped recovery for the majority of the population.
Okay. Then we're going to go to Bloomberg Television.
The problem today is that inequality is at its highest that it's been probably ever. And we have the greatest inequality in the developed world and the greatest immobility of our society. And people don't understand in America the depth of the problem. It's about people. It's about society. It's about lack of jobs, lack of education. It's a problem where 60% of all American homes have to borrow money at the end of each month.
So let's put that chart up because it comes up with the numbers.
All right, we're gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna play one more, and then we're gonna get back into talking, everybody. If you're just coming in the room, I'm gonna shout you out when I get off the screen right here. But we're gonna play one more so I can show you what the American dream is.
Here is the actual distribution of wealth in America. The poorest Americans don't even register. They're down to pocket change. And the middle class is barely distinguishable from the poor. In fact, even the rich between the top 10 and 20 percentile are worse off. Only the top 10% are better off. And how much better off? So much better off that the top 2 to 5% are actually off the chart at this scale. And the top 1%, this guy, well, his stack of money stretches 10 times higher than we can show. Here's his stack of cash, restacked, all by itself. This is the top 1% we've been hearing so much about. So,
all right, so basically, people. Oh, Tay International, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? Listen, basically, you have to understand this. The way that the people who have money stay on top is by making everyone else fight each other. Now, a lot of people say, oh, black people, we have it so hard. And then they'll say, oh, and you got the white people say, oh, black people, you get so much free stuff. But really, as long as the foundation is fighting, the people at the top will keep going higher and higher and higher. But we can't see this. Not just people can't see this. And it's sad to a point, but you have to come to a point where you have to realize that you can't save everybody. Doesn't matter if I'm not talking about just black people. I'm not talking about just lower class people. I'm just talking about in general when it comes to understanding America, understanding the United States. It's based on wealth. So if you're arguing for anything else besides that, you're wasting your time because it's been proven that that will never change. So here's what I propose and what I do. I just focus on surrounding myself with people who understand that you have to take the emotion out of it. You have to take the history out of it because black people, listen, black people, we will never get reparations. Get it out your mind. We will never get a better education system so that we can reach a higher bound. So you have to find a way to make it. You have to, one of my friends, HRJR says, you got to find a way to make a way. And with YouTube and with the content that we're able to get through just having internet now, there's no reason why you can't unless you're just stuck in your ways. But me personally, I understand. Yes, Regalo. I understand. Ryan Travels, what's going on, man? I understand that in the United States, you have to take your emotions out of everything, and you have to focus on making money for yourself, for your family, and for your group of people. I don't want to say your community because everybody ain't with you, bro. Everybody's not on that note. Some people just want to be happy in a temporary part, and some people want to be happy long term, but they're not willing to give away the temporary happiness for the long term. Now, people, technology, people like Rami Travels in the room, people like everybody else, we understand that not only can we take our wealth that we create in the United States and build a kingdom outside of the United States, but we also understand that the focus shouldn't just be on trying to change what's happening in the United States, because you never will change anything. And I mean, I don't expect a lot of people to agree with me. I'm going to say it, I respect the protests and everything like that. I feel as though everyone has a different way of achieving something, and no one's way is better than the other way. But I am a logistical person. I think logically. I think with common sense. If something hasn't worked for 10 years, the odds of it working now are slim. If something hasn't worked for 400 years, the odds of it working now to the point where you want it to work is probably improbable. I don't want to say impossible because nothing's impossible, but probably improbable. So right now and always, you should be focusing on obtaining wealth. And if it means going outside of your community to obtain wealth, that should be your focus. Because honestly, put it this way. I'm gonna get into the room. I see a lot of people in the chat room already. I'm definitely gonna get to all y'all. You know how I get to it. Put it this way. When I started my real estate empire, I'm gonna call it an empire. Well, I don't want to call it empire until I close in Miami. But when I started my real estate journey, I didn't have any black friends that did real estate. None. I had no black friends that did real estate. I had no black friends who stacked a lot of money to do something else, whether it's open a business. Most of my friends spent money on, nice cars and clothes, and I did my cars too, but I also stacked money. I went outside of my community to find out other people that did it. I have white friends, I have Hispanic friends, and now I have a close friend. His name is Wilmer. He's a contractor, but he's from El Salvador. And his bond and our bond, we build together. He first started out with helping me build my first house and get it fixed. Then getting my second house, the house I'm in right now, and getting it fixed. And then I helped him get his own house. I used my knowledge of understanding deals, understanding the price of how to get something for the right price and how to negotiate and how to talk, because he doesn't speak English that well. I used all of my knowledge to share with him, just like he shared with me his knowledge of fixing up places. And now we're both homeowners, and we bought houses for the right price, so we're able to push through what this madness is happening now. See, that's called going outside of your community to build. But see, a lot of and I'm black, so I'm going to say a lot of black older folks, they keep pushing this narrative, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't think it's the best way. They're pushing this narrative that you have to stay black. Everything has to be black. Be one. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Be one is like the stupidest. Black first. That's what it says. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And the reason why I say that is because morality it should be always first. I don't care if you're black. If you don't stand for the same thing I stand for, if you don't stand for morals, you don't have the values, you don't have the family etiquette, you don't have all that. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or nothing. I'm not going to kick it with you. That's not going to be my vibe. And people can't see past that because their emotions don't allow them. I mean, I understand we as black people have been through a whole bunch of stuff that makes it hard for us, but it's got to be a point where you just got to say, okay, you go your path, I go mine. And I'm just trying to show you guys, I'm trying to show people that, listen, in the United States, wealth means everything. It means everything, man. Let me get to this chat room because I know I've been kind of there's a lot of people that came in. Technology, what's going on, man? I need to do a live like this. I'll tell you, we could definitely link up and work on to something, man, because I got Money Talk Mondays all the time, man. See, another thing, a digital nomad. Look, people finding a way. And you guys, if you haven't seen my Romney Travels live interview we had, you'll know, like, you know what I'm saying, he came from nothing, man. Sky came from nothing, and now he found the way. So you just gotta stop being so emotional, everybody. That's how the game of risk is played. Greater Israel will create diversions globally to increase global power share. Okay. K Hart, what up, man? We gotta create opportunity out there without a doubt, man. Because if the videos I just showed with the K shape, it's showing you that video was from 2019 when he said the wealth gap was the greatest it's ever been. That was 2019. That was before this pandemic. This pandemic is going to make it to a place where the wealthy people are so wealthy, they don't have to worry about the poverty of the poor. They don't have to worry about the feelings of the poor. And once that happens, it's nothing you can do. You can march, you can do all that. It's going to become a place where instead of arguing with you, instead of trying to hear your views in a political aspect, Because if you're broke, they're just going to put the police there, and the police is going to wipe you out. Basically, the police is the middleman between the wealthy and the poor, because the wealthy have enough money to pay all of the police to just do whatever they want to do with the poor, and the poor doesn't have enough weapons. And everybody's saying, "Oh, we should build our guns, and we should build our communities and teach our kids how to shoot and do." That's the stupidest thing I ever heard, because the police force that's ran by the wealthy could wipe everybody out in one day. In one day. So it just doesn't make any sense. You have to find another way. Jaron, what's going on, man? Tay says the world economy is based on wealth, and it's been that way for thousands of years, and it ain't going to change no time soon. People better stop wasting time crying. It's not just crying to me. I think people are wasting time and protesting. You're wasting time unless you're doing something financially to change the narrative. None of that matters. And the thing is that there's not enough people who are being hurt financially that are smart enough to know that we can change this financially to make a difference. So you're fighting a losing battle. I mean, more power to you if you think that's going to happen. Brazilla Dog, Global Paper, what's going on, man? Yeah, I shout out to Clyde, and shout out to Prestige Physiques. They're both in Brazil right now, or they both was in Brazil right now. Models and bottles. See, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with models and bottles. You guys see how I do when I go places. But understand, I do that because I had a 10-year plan. I had everybody wants to get rich fast. I actually had a 10-year plan. And I'm 20 years, I'm 36 now. So I'm 16 years into my 10-year plan. So I'm past that point where it's a struggle. It's more like I'm financially free now, and I'm trying to get to that level where I can build more generational wealth and start to really enjoy the wealth that I did build. Investments are tied. Yes, man. People are too busy. You can't. And here's another thing: with saving right now is going to be the worst thing you can do. Your best, and if anybody watched the last Money Talk Mondays, when I said you might want to get out of Tesla and you might want to maybe limit yourself on Apple, what happened after that? Monday we had that conversation, and then Wednesday was a sell-off, or Thursday was a sell-off, and then Friday was another sell-off. Listen, the wealthy people are letting all these retail investors and all these people put all their money in because all right, watch this fool do this, watch this fool do this. We put them in school with no financial education in school. They're not going to know how to do anything better than us. So let them spend all their money, and then when it gets up to the top, we're going to sell everything, and we're going to wipe out all the poor people with money. All these people clearing their 401ks and putting it into the stock market and doing all this stuff. We're going to wipe all of them out because we don't teach financial education in the school. We didn't authorize that back when J.P. Morgan Chase and Rockefeller came up with the whole strategy of taking financial education out of school. Because if you have enough people that are financially educated, guess what happens? Wealthy people can't get more wealthy. So yeah, man. Let's see what's going on. Jaron, he said you cannot save the community. You cannot save community. The people in the community need to save themselves. Yes. But here's the thing, Jaron. People are so accustomed to taking the easy way out that they're just waiting, for somebody to come save them. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as long as people feel as though they have somebody to blame, they will feel as though they never have to work for themselves. And that's a problem that, and like I said, I don't blame us as Black people because I can only speak as a Black man, but I don't blame us Black people all the way because we did have this 400 years of de-education and, manipulative stuff. But at the same token, when I seen other people doing it, I realized there was another way. Then I said, let me learn about this way. But that's something in your brain where you gotta say, you know what? Let me get out of my comfortability factor and let me learn about something I don't know, and then try to apply that to my life and see how that works for me. But if you're not willing to do that, then at the end of the day, even if that they led you down this path, you can only blame yourself at the end. What's going on, Devin? Yo, I noticed this nigga ain't shit. Wow. Let me see. El Salvador is gonna be lit. Be diverse and prosperous. Be selective and suffer. Yeah, I mean, something like that's crazy. The victim mentality hurts. Yes, thank you, K. Halton. Thank you, K. Halton. That's what I wanted to bring up too, man. Like, the first time something happens to you, you can play the victim. I wouldn't, but you can play the victim, and it's understandable. But when it becomes a reoccurring process, and you keep playing the victim, you're not the victim anymore. You're the fool, because they told you what they're gonna do. They showed you, and when I say they, best believe I'm not talking about any ethnicity, because there's a lot of people on all sides of ethnicities that's breaking down. When I say they, I'm talking about the wealthy. The wealthy of America showed you what they're going to do. They showed you what America is about, but you still want to believe this image that you have in your head that it's a free place, and everybody, and I say you, I'm not talking about you guys, but I'm talking about in general, all this image in the head where like, oh yes, you can be what you want to be, you can come here, you can do whatever you want to do. No, there's always going to be a limit, man. And if you're trying to change America, man, you never will, man. And if you keep 2008, what happened? Most of us now, millennials, are over, and we've been through 2008. We've seen 2008. Even if we wasn't investing and have businesses, we were able to see it. So if it comes around, it's another time, 12 years later, if you in a rut, even though you've seen what happened in 2008, then that's your fault. That's your fault. You can't blame anybody else, because they showed you their colors. They showed you their colors, man. And I'm not mad at nobody, because they showed me. If it had been a surprise, it's different. But once you show me something, I'm gonna change the way I move to benefit myself more. Are you a homeowner, or you own a mortgage? Are you a homeowner, or do you? Okay, I own a home. I own two houses. They both have mortgages on them. My rents that I collect, they're duplexes. My rents I collect pays my mortgage off. So I live for free, and I make a little bit money on top of that. Everything I get from my job, that goes straight to my kids and to investing and to travel. So yeah, yes, I'm a homeowner. I have a mortgage, but I don't pay my mortgage, and my kids are good. Let's see. You're speaking nothing but facts, man. Carl, what's going on, man? Man, I want to hear some of you guys' views too, because like I just feel as though like I cannot be the only person in the world that's seen this. And when and like I said, I had, and I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad having that mentality that you can't save everybody. So I don't go out and just try to force this knowledge on everybody. That's why I don't even, on my Money Talk Mondays, I don't even post this in any room or nothing. I just say, hey, people who want to learn are going to come. I'm not going to try to go educate everybody. Forget all that. I'm not wasting my time like that. But if people you got 37 people in the room, shout out to y'all. I hope you'll hit the like button. But if you guys want to come, you want to learn, you want to network, you want to talk with people in the room, you want to talk with me, give ideas so that we can all learn. That's why I speak on it, man. But man, listen, I do business with all races of people. That's how you get the bag. Yes. And you get to be worldwide. That's another thing, man. This generation, like, we're millennials, Gen X, whoever came before us, I don't know what that was. And we are in a generation now where our window of opportunity is huge. Because I was there when AOL started, man. I was alive when there was no internet. I was alive when it was IBM and Macintosh and there was no internet. This opened the world to all of us on a bunch of knowledge. And so many people are not even using it the way it could be used. They're using it for entertainment. But you can use this for everything, man. Like, my family has never traveled before I started traveling. I mean, out internationally. Never. Not even knew it was a thing. I had but I found out from watching music videos. I was like, 15 or 14, and I watched Snoop Dogg and Pharrell in Brazil, and I was like, oh snap. I was like 16, and I started watching like things in Colombia. I'm like, oh snap, that exists, and just it's so much out here to be focused on trying to change what we have going on here in the United States, because it's not going to change. You know what I mean? Let me see. Ghost, what's up, man? Wealth means everything, but the only way to obtain wealth is the poor to not chase consumerism. I agree for the most part. Trying to hide being poor by buying materials display is the death of us. I agree. I agree to a limit. I do feel as though once you obtain a certain amount of wealth, you can start to, buy things you like. But like you said, you don't want to spend over your budget. You don't want to spend above your budget. And at the same token, you still want to put money in investment. A lot of people want the respect. A lot of people want the respect or the notoriety from other people. I was never that person. I mean, I get it, but I was never that person that wants everybody look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm fly. Look at me. Look. No, it's not. That was never me. I mean, so I didn't have that, And plus, when I was younger, I used to wear fake Olas. My mother had the fake FUBU you buy from the vendors. But it just never was me. But it does harm a lot of us, man. Ghost. It harms a lot of us, man. But you can't save everybody. You know what I mean? Certain people, you just gotta be like, don't keep going up to them and say, hey, you should change. Why are you buying the Gucci? Why are you buying this expensive jewelry? Nah, just let them be, man. Let them enjoy their life and network with the people that really want to build something, man. And that's the problem. Like with everybody, like all of the top, and I'm only gonna speak because I'm a black man. All of the top black leaders keep saying, yo, we got to get all the black people together and the black people have to go and do all this stuff. No, that's not the way it's going to work. We need to get all of the people to have the same mentality together and then go build. Because without doing that, we're going to end up in the same place we've been in for the last 400 years. And they're going to end up, not y'all, but they're going to end up in the same place. I'm not going to end up in that place because I've communicated. I have friends of all ethnicities. I have friends in all different countries, and I'm able to network with them. So yeah, man. Marcus Lewis, what's up, man? The wealthy don't care. Man, they never have. The wealthy. Let me read yours first. The wealthy doesn't care now. Don't care now. Nothing I have or will change it. Yeah. See, Marcus Lewis. But it's only a little bit of us that do that, man. But here's the thing that makes me a little bit disappointed. I don't get angry for nothing, but disappointed. What you just said right there, and what I believe is not what the main leaders that's in the black movements are talking about. The reason why they're not talking about that is because they want that notoriety. They want that. Oh, everybody's following the way I say it. Because if they didn't want that notoriety, they would be thinking the way we think. But that's not the most popular way. The way we're speaking right now, that's not the most popular manner of how they want black people to do. It's easier to get a bunch of black people to say, hey, we were slaves, we work for free, we want reparations, than to get a bunch of black people together and say, all right, well, how can we get this in this corrupted system? How can we push past this corrupted system to obtain wealth for ourselves, for our children, and for our children's children? How can we do that? But it's not the popular thing, man. Thorough, what's up, BK? Most of the youth are not taught wealth management. No, not most. None. It's not in no school. None of the youth is taught that, man. None. So, man, it's crazy. Social Security is going to be gone in a few years. Oh, it's gone already, J-Tom. It's gone already. This coronavirus, this whole pandemic is hiding the fact that the Social Security is flat. Bro, these states can't afford $100 to put in with the president's $300 to give people who's on unemployment an extra $400. So guess what? If they can't afford that, they definitely these stuff is gone, man. The pensions, all that stuff is gone, man. And right now, the next thing is going to be going is the 401ks. Every smart people right now are taking out their 401ks and investing in other stuff. They're investing in other stuff because they know what's going to happen when the stock market go down and you lose $7,000 once, you lose $10,000 next time. Smart people are doing that. And when I get to the end of these questions, I'm going to give you guys a way. Like once again, I'm going to go over again way I do it in a way I'm going to push forward because I don't want to just talk about the problem. I want to give you guys a solution. You know what I mean, I want to give you guys a solution. Anybody watching it in the future, I want to give you guys a solution. Yeah, definitely. Keenan, what's up, man? Pulling up. All right. House hacking. Yes, facts. I'm getting into that too. That's gonna be part of my thing too. We have to realize that some people are just comfortable being mediocre and comfortable in their own existence as long as there is a big brother or man holding them down. Exactly, man. Exactly. But Ghost, This is the thing I've been trying to say. Our messages are not to the masses, which is cool because in my book, whoever's on that right path, I don't care if you black, white, Spanish, Asian, it don't matter. If you got that same mentality as me, mentality first. It's not black first for me. It's mentality first, morals first, principles first, and then we go to the next one. The more you leave the matrix, the better you can see it. Yes, that's facts, man. Big facts, big facts. If you owe a mortgage, you're not a homeowner. The bank owns your home. See on the other side, bro. All you do is pay. All you pay is taxes. I don't pay anything. See, you might be talking about you might be talking about if it was a single family household, but it's not. It's a multi-family household. My tenants pay everything. I don't pay anything. So you got to understand the best way to acquire wealth is through debt. If you don't have debt and you're just spending cash, you're not acquiring wealth at a fast pace. You're just not. Definitely smash the like button, y'all. Roll Tide, roll strong. What's going on, man? Jordan says, I remember the first computer in 80 had a floppy disk, bro. I feel so old, man. I was born in 84, but I still remember the floppy disk. I had Avoid the Noid on it. Devin, who says, I stand with the protesters because it's the right thing, but I'll be damned. Woo! I stand with the protesters because it's the right thing, but I'll be damned if I wait on the government to give me a handout. Facts. Starting my business years ago, reparations won't do anything for me anyways, to be honest. No, they will. I ain't going to say that now. I was with you for a minute. I ain't going to say the last part. They would, but I'm not expecting it. I don't really think it's going to come. And I'm not making my plans around it coming. I invest in foreign emerging markets. That's a good thing right now, too, I heard. I've been watching a lot of stuff about that. K Hart, what's going on? We're almost at the end, and then we're going to get into how we can change that. What's going on, Chris? What's your thoughts on purchasing gold and silver since the dollar is losing value because of the Fed? I don't think we have. I don't know your financial situation, but I know I don't have enough money to where I need to put my money in an asset that won't be growing as fast, and it's more of an asset that is to stop my money from losing money on inflation. If you get what I'm saying, like. If the dollar goes down, my dollars will be worth less. If I put it in gold, my dollars will be worth more, but they won't grow. They won't grow. It just will hold the value that it had once before. But right now, if I'm smart enough and if I'm really into it, I can invest in certain stocks and get it there, or I can buy real estate because real estate is going to grow. Or if I want to, I can invest in someone else's business and have them pay me on that debt. But I don't think most of us. I don't think have enough. Capital, have enough money for it to make sense to put it into gold. I mean, unless you're a millionaire, a couple thousandaire, then I wouldn't suggest putting anything into gold or silver. The main black leaders aren't doing it for notoriety. They're doing it because they're in the loop of wealthy, and same thing, man. To me, it's the same thing. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to down another black man, but because everybody got their own way. I'm just saying, if it ain't worked in 400 years and you still pushing that narrative, then whatever. I don't know nothing about Bitcoin, man. I don't trust it. Here's the reason why I don't trust Bitcoin. I don't trust Bitcoin because, all right, after Nixon took the U.S. dollar off of the gold reserve and convinced all of the other countries around the world to take their dollars and their currency off of the gold reserve, everything became fiat currency. Fiat currency means fake money, fake currency. Now, these are all, because everything in the world, all the currencies around the world is not based on gold. Everything is fake currency. Bitcoin is also a fake currency. The thing that differs Bitcoin from the currencies around the world is that the currencies around the world, money is backed on the economy of those countries. Bitcoin is, I don't know what it's backed on. I don't know what it's backed on. Yeah, you probably would be better off buying gold than Bitcoin. The key that many black businesses fail to realize is that you have to sell to the world, facts, and not just to community. Yes. You have to transfer wealth from outside of the community and bring it in. Yes, I mean that's a good point. That's a good point, man. And you know. as a black man, I feel as though I can speak on this. I feel as though I can speak on this as a black man growing up, and I wasn't a black man growing up with a silver spoon. I was a black man growing up in Newark, New Jersey. Y'all know my story. If you haven't just watched my first video on my page, you can't really. It's going to be hard for you to win if you're just doing everything in your community. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. But it's going to be hard for you to win if you're staying in your community and trying to build from your community. It's like a rapper. All the rappers had to go. A lot of rappers at one point had to go to Atlanta to get big, and then they came back because they couldn't get big in their own states. It's the same way with anything else. If you're trying to build wealth, you have to get outside of your community to see everything first. You have to get outside of your country to see everything first, and then come back and understand how how things work. You need a third person view to change what you're looking at first person. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I brought silver, gold, and Bitcoin. Cash flow rent free. Yes. Cash flow is rent free. Everybody says cash flow is king, and I haven't seen anything to prove that it's not yet. Even with the whole eviction moratorium and everything, you know, if you got good quality product, you'll be all right. For real, only the few will thrive. That's just the way the world works. Yes, we know the good life, but many will never taste it. Some people don't want the red pill. Somebody was asking me about the red pill before, and I was like, am I a red pill? Am I a blue pill? I'm neither. I'm a person who likes to explore his options. Sometimes I'm in the States. I'm blue, whatever. I'm blue pill. I'm in the States. I do state stuff. I do stuff around. Sometimes I'm red pill. I'm out of the country. I do stuff like that. The thing that we should focus on is not whether or not somebody is blue or red pill, but rather if they have the options. Because the worst thing that you can do is have to choose one or the other. The best thing you can do, and wealthy people do, is they have options to choose and go back to whatever they want to do. That's what the key is, I think. My opinion. Rich B, what's up, man? What's up, Rich B? How do I feel about crypto? Hopefully you was there, K Hart, and when I told him like the whole cryptocurrency thing, it's for me, like to sum it up real fast, gold standard, everything's off of the gold standard, everything's a fiat, fake currency around the world, but fake currency is backed by real countries. Crypto is not really backed by anything in particular. Robert Child said he had Bitcoin codes on an old computer when I was a teen, wanted to cry when I saw Bitcoin at 20. Wow. Bitcoin backed by nothing. Bitcoin is backed by nothing, yes, but it's limited supply, and you can send it to everyone in the world without any permission. Yes, but Bitcoin is only worth what somebody else is going to really, and I'm not here to disagree with Bitcoin. I'm just saying, but Bitcoin is only worth what somebody else is willing to pay for it. It's because it's not backed by anything. If I say Bitcoin is worth $1, it's worth $1 to me. You know what I mean? And that can change, and that's based on just speculation versus the European euro is going to always be worth money because the European euro is spent in Europe, and Europe is a big country that has a lot of amenities. Fed can just print as much as you want. Yes, it's always that people that don't know about Bitcoin, that don't trust it, which is logical, but once most people take the time to understand it, yeah, like I said, I personally don't invest in anything that I don't know about, and that's that. You know what I mean? I just don't do it. I just don't do it right now. But let's talk about, now that we talked about the problem, let's try to see if we can devise a solution. If right now you don't have a job, your first and most important thing is to get a job. First, or get a career, get a job, just a job. Your next thing is to try to figure out a way where you can stack at least $1,000 a month. If not $1,000 a month, $500. If not $500 a month, $250, and if not $250, try to just stack $100 a month. Because if $100 a month can turn into $1,000 in $1,200 in a year, $1,200 in a year in 10 years can make you. In 10 years can $1,200 a year in 10 years will be $12,000. That's all you need to get a house. So in 10 years, you'll be able to get a house. The reason I say get a house is because as long as you keep your bills right and your credit right. The reason why I say get a house is because you need to first understand the most expensive expense you have is going to be where you live. That's going to be the most expense that I believe 99% of the people that live in America have, where you live. And if you're able to cut down the bills on where you live, you're then able to save more money than what you once were. So people, some people are saying it's better to just go invest in the stock market, go invest in this. No, I think you can invest a little bit, like maybe 6 to 10% of, if you have a match in the company, try to invest like 10% into the stock market and watch it grow, because it's still going to grow. It's going to grow as long as the Fed, even if it drops right now, 10 years from now, I can almost guarantee 10 years from now, the stock market is going to be higher than it is right now. Just like 10 years from now, real estate, 10 years from 10 years ago, the real estate was lower than what it is right now. Just like 10 years ago, the bonds were lower than it is right now. Nothing ever changes, man. It's a 10-year cycle for almost everything. So the first thing you want to do is get your crib. You know what I mean? After that, then you can start, investing in Bitcoin, investing in gold to secure some of your money, investing in real estate. Investing in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and ETFs and all that stuff. But the first thing you want to do is you want to limit the cost of your living, because that's the one thing that's not going to change over time. It's the one thing that's going to change over time is the cost of living in it. And the one thing you really can't control unless you have your own place. Try to go outside of your network. That's another thing. The second thing I would say is try to go outside of your network. Try to go somewhere where you don't normally go. Like go to a different town. Like I live in Newark, right? I started going to South Orange and just walking in the park. I started going to Short Hills and just going to the mall. Going to places where I can actually meet people who might not be the same from where I'm at, and then I started going to live. Started going to places like that. Then I took my job, which I was working at FedEx in Newark, and I went to East Hanover, and I went to Morristown, and I went to Chatham, and I just started meeting people that I wouldn't normally cross every day in Newark. You know what I mean? So you really want to, you want to try to meet people that can, speak different from these. Bitcoin is backed by a network, computer, electricity, thorough, safe. I don't know about save, man. I don't know about save right now. I don't think save is the best plan right now, because I really think that the dollar is going to go down. And even if the dollar doesn't go down, everything else is going to go up. So, Clinton Bell, what's going on, man? Good morning, world. Education is solution. No, a school catch. No, it's yeah. Okay, education is a solution, Tay. But here's the thing. Yes, school is not enough, but school is not really at all what you in order for the education to actually work in the United States, you have to rewrite the whole school program. You have to rewrite everything with school. You have to, because it's classes down. Like, example, I was always good with math. I was always good with numbers. I've never did anything with geometry outside of school. I've never did anything with calculus outside of school. I've never done anything with algebra outside of school. So the first thing I would do, throw all of that away. I've never used anything about world history in my life. I've never did anything about Napoleon and all that stuff. I've never used none of that in my life. Throw that away. Cooking. Okay, I cook. I never used that. The school system, like I said before, Tay, back in the day, who was it? J.P. Morgan Chase and Rockefeller said, we're going to create a school system around the United States that's going to take out financial education, and it's going to take out some other stuff, and we're just going to teach everybody to be workers. So you got to get rid of the whole school system. You got to start all over again, man. Stagflation. Sopel says, I've taken every free government assistance program. Perfect. You can think of. It was a form of reparations for me. Those actions over the last 10 years have allowed me to collect $7,000 tax-free money monthly. See, that's a hustler right there. I mean, I won't keep the name up there too long. I want you to know this YouTube. But that's a hustler right there. You gotta be a hustler, man. If you're from the urban area, you gotta be from anywhere. You gotta be a hustler. A hustler is basically a person who has a moral, who won't do certain things to that he doesn't believe in, or she doesn't believe in, it doesn't believe in. But they are going to find a way. They're going to find a way to make a way. And Sopel found a way, man. And trust me, it's been plenty of times where I bought food stamps from women, because the food stamps, I give them $200 and they give me $400 in food stamps. It's been time when, maybe I clean the chills, but, it's been a lot of stuff, man. It's been a lot of stuff that I've done outside of working and outside of investing legally, of course, or not legally, but just not like harming others. And you just got to find a way, man. Put your soldiers' money to work. Yes. Let your money work while you're sleeping, man. Even more important, let your money work while you're sleeping. Learn about Bitcoin. Don't use not knowing about it. It blows off. It's like learning about money because it's not a common thing in your circles. Yes and no. Yes, if it gets to a point where I'm financially free enough, and I'm already financially free, but if it gets to a point where I'm financially free enough where I have throwaway money, then or I would probably start looking into all that speculative stuff. For a house, would you recommend buying only if no, not at all. Or 3.5, 5% down if you don't have it because of the pros to being a homeowner. Okay, I would suggest honestly putting like 3.5 to 5% down on houses, and I would make sure that it cash flows at least $400 because you're gonna want to or $400. You want to make sure that you are not mentally overstressing yourself because that could be an issue also. Like for example, if I seen a house and the house was cash flowing $200, I wouldn't buy it. Even though it's cash flowing, I wouldn't buy it because the hassle of what you have to do of getting everything together, organizing, managing all that stuff for $200 isn't worth it. I need at least $400 or $500 depending on how it is. So yes, if you can get in for 3.5, even 3% down, but just make sure that the cash flow is good. And you always, if you don't have a house, you always want to buy a duplex first, at least a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex. You don't want to buy a single family house to your first house. You'll regret it, especially right now. You're gonna regret it. Devin said circumstantial. I feel they talking. Hey, what's going on, Andrew Bell? Thanks for coming in. Hopefully you guys subscribe and hit the like button. I had to double check that. Well, do you want to pay PMI? Are you looking for investment? Yeah. Here's the thing. If you can pay PMI and it fits into your budget and you're still cash flowing, go ahead and pay that PMI, man. Just don't even worry about that. Just worry about the fact that if it cash flow or not. I mean, I personally, I have never until this place in Miami, I've never put 20% down on any of my houses. Never put 20% down on any of my houses. The most I put was I think I put like 15% or 10% on this one, and that was because my debt to credit ratio was crazy. U.S. education is just determine how much you can retain, yes, and to identify your personal interest based on the subjects provided. It is up to you to find the key to success. Yes. I can agree with that for the most part. 50 people in the room. Shout out to everybody. I can agree with that for the most part. Road Tide says algebra, stats, geometry. They all focus on you thinking outside of the box, creative thinking. I don't know, man. I was creative thinking even without that stuff, man. I was always creative thinking. I think that statistics. I don't, bro. I took statistics in college, and bro, I don't even remember nothing from statistics, bro. I know I got a B, but I don't remember nothing from statistics. I got an A on the statistics 2. I got an A. Statistics 1, I got a B. I don't remember anything from statistics, man, at all. Let's see. Marcus Lewis says just wanting to buy and own my own property rather than pay a landlord every month. I mean, here's the thing about that though. It's a good thing if you're actually spending money on your own property, but it's a bad thing because it can become it's a liability. It's a liability because it doesn't produce income. You know what I mean? It's for me, in my opinion, it's better to rent than to own a one family because if you get stuck with a one family, then and you can't afford it, and then it goes in your credit, oh, you screwed. Oh, you can get bad. You can mess up everything. You trying to spend all your money on it and it just doesn't pay off. You can get bad, but. I mean, if you get it for a good price, I guess. If you get it for a good price, maybe. But I wouldn't suggest it. Ghost says it's to keep the middle class and working class in the same cycle, generation after generation. Hey, Marcus Lewis, it's been working. I mean, whoever did it was a genius because it's been working for the whole American cycle. And I won't complain. I just like you say, I don't go out and try to convince people they should be financially free. I don't go out and try to, say, hey, you guys want to be a slave forever? No, I just go out and I'll speak to it. And the people that really want to listen, they'll come. J Tom says, thinking about moving to Jersey from NYC, but the property tax is OD. Yes, the property tax is OD. However, if you're living in New York, if you're living in NYC, bro, I'm pretty sure you're paying high rent, mortgage, everything. Like the reason why I end up going to buy the condo on South Beach is because New Yorkers, NYC people came over to Montclair where I was trying to get my next house and bought everything up. I'm talking about 50 to 150,000 over the asking price. New Yorkers brought everything up. So I'm presuming that you moving from NYC to New Jersey, you're gonna have some cash on you, man. Devin says, nah, do what works for him. That's what I said. Marcus Lewis, that happens because people think that the government will provide keys to success, and that's not the case. This goes back to the whole thing I started the thing off with, was saying the American dream. What the TV, with people with generations of your own family members have taught you to be the American dream was never the true American dream. It was never the reason why United States rather, was established. The United States, and even Colombia, because it's part of America, was established because the people who wanted wealth people who wanted power outside of the Queen of England and her nobles, the people in Spain and Portugal, and that's why in Brazil you got Colombia, the people in France, the people who wanted power outside of the number one power that couldn't get it, and they wanted it through money. They all moved to America. Everybody moved to America because America is and this is why, even though people say, oh, the stock market is bad, oh, America's crashing, the dollar is not going to be the world leading currency. Forget all that, man. Forget all that. The dollar is going to always be the currency. The stock market is going to go back up. America is going to always be number one, not because of what we produce, but because of what America is. America is a place that money can get you power. There's no other place on earth where money at that level can get you the amount of power it can get you in the United States. No other place. So people are dying to come over here. The wealthy people around the world, most of their majority investments are in the United States. They all own houses over here, all places over here. They have all this stuff invested in our stuff because everybody knows they don't want China being the world reserve currency. They don't want England being the world reserve currency. They want the United States because that currency gives you power. Oh, Mr. International, what's going on, man? Shout out to Mr. International right here, mate. Make sure to check out his channel. He got mad footage. He about to go back to Colombia. Just came from the DR. He got mad footage. If you're into traveling and learning more about that, he owns Mr. International owns properties in DR and Colombia, I believe. And I'm getting ready. Like, that's my next move. After I close on this place in Miami, I'm getting in South Beach. I'm getting ready to probably take like 4 or 5 years to pay my debt off and stack bread. And then after 5 years, I'm going to go buy that place in Colombia. What financial docs do they require in buying a house? Been at my job 6 months, making $40K. Ooh, my score is a 735. Can you be more specific? Okay, opinion. Let me try to break it down for you. It's going to be hard for you to get it, not because of you making $40K or your credit score being 735. That's good. But because you need 2 years working in the same exact field in order to get a house and get approved for a house if you're not leaving like at least 10 to 20% down. That's going to be a big issue. But if you have been working in the same field and just not at the same company for at least 2 years, making $40K, if you get a see, here's the thing. If you get a duplex, you can do it because they can use the other half of your duplex as an income. And the financial docs you're going to need is you're going to need 2 years tax return. You're going to need your credit report. You're going to need your bank account statements for 2 months. You're going to need your 401k or your retirement fund. You're going to need for last 3 months. You're going to need Basically they have to determine your debt to income ratio also. That's basically how much money you make versus the bills you have. You're gonna need all your credit card bills, everything that you have right there. You're gonna need all that. But the main important thing is that they're gonna look for first, based on what you told me, is to see if you've been working 2 years in the same field. That's the first thing. United States is a corporation. Yeah, Capricorn way. That was a great way to say it, man. Just to sum up everything I said about what the United States is, the United States is a corporation, and the American dream is not what you think it is. It is to create a place where money can obtain power. American dream, flat line, to create a place where money can obtain power. United States. I'm not saying it's a bad or good thing. I'm just saying understand once you understand what it is, you know how to react to it. That's what I'm saying. Facts. At one point, Detroit foreclosed houses. Some were owned by China. Some it says some, bro. They probably still own, bro. Listen, every country's richest investor has at least 10 to 20% of the assets in the United States real estate. Another 20% in stocks or mutual funds, all that stuff. Let's see. JJ, what's up, man? Do you have any tips on getting the lowest rate mortgage? I have good credit, bro. Everything is low right now, bro. If you're going to go for a house, you need to go now or in the next 2 years, because I think it's going to stay low for like 2 years. But you need to go as soon as you got all your other stuff together. 2 years tax from the same place working, money in the bank. You need to go as soon as possible, because everywhere you go is going to be low. And to try to get the lowest, if it's your first home, if you go to a bank, they'll give you the lowest. But if it's not your first home, or if you have some maybe credit dings and stuff, you want to get a mortgage broker. You're going to pay a little bit more, but it's going to be more certain that you get that loan. And yeah, you want to go that way. Totally agree with you about the American dream. Not sure why or how Black people believe it. The propaganda in America is so strong. Here's the thing. Black people are going to believe it because we are probably the least, I don't want to say poor, because poor is a bad word. I'm going to say, as Black people in America, Black United States citizens, because Black Africans are different, because Black Africans had a history and they had learned knowledge from their countries, and they come here and they grow. Black Haitians are different. They come here, they grow. Black Jamaicans are different. But Black Americans, Black United States citizens rather, because we don't have the education of knowing how it is outside of America, we're the most people that's going to believe the American dream, and we're going to fight for what, just like I said, just like the protest, we're going to fight to go after what we believe it is, even though it's not that. We'll fight to the death to go after what we believe it is, because that's just how we are. We're emotional people. We're very strong, passionate, and our emotional. We're passionate people. Okay, but all right. So we got 2 more minutes. We gonna hit an hour. If you got any questions, let me know now. I appreciate everybody for coming. Like I said, my Money Talk Monday is going to be an hour, and like I said, I'll play these videos in the background while see if anybody asks me questions. But 52 people. I hope you guys hit the like button. I hope you subscribed. Let's play this stuff in the background so you can really see it again. Just really see it again. How we get here. All right.
Here is the actual distribution of wealth in America. The poorest Americans don't even register. They're down to pocket change. And the middle class is barely distinguishable from the poor. In fact, even the rich between the top 10 and 20 percentile are worse off. Only the top 10% are better off. And how much better off? So much better off that the top 2 to 5% are actually off the chart at this scale. And the top 1%, this guy, well, his stack of money stretches 10 times higher than we can show. Here's his stack of cash, restacked, all by itself. This is the top 1% we've been hearing so much about. So much green in his pockets that I have to give him a whole new column of his own, because he won't fit on my chart. 1% of America has 40% of all the nation's wealth. The bottom 80%, 8 out of every 10 people, or 80 out of these 100, only has 7% between them. And this has only gotten worse in the last 20 to 30 years. While the richest 1% take home almost a quarter of the national income today, in 1976, they took home only 9%.
Listen, change your understanding and you'll change the way life goes for you, man. It's your boy FRE$H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And thanks for tuning in to Money Talk Mondays. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.